Hey everybody, my name is Jay Simone and I'm here to share my perspective on viral topics, pop culture, and everything in between. If you enjoy this kind of content, please hit the like button, share the video, subscribe for more content. Also leave a comment. What I'm going to be talking about today is an article that's going viral on Twitter right now. And it's not necessarily about the individual in the article. It's about the principle of this and the debates and the comments that's going on behind that. And it's about a man with 30 kids. Well, actually, it's been debunked. It's really 24 kids, I believe he has. And he went to court to ask for a break in child support. So pretty much he asked to not pay child support for his 24 kids. And this is going viral on Twitter right now, where everyone is giving their ideas on whether this is right or wrong and who's to blame or who should be held accountable, all of that. So we will be discussing that today, but I do want to introduce everyone to a good friend of mine. Her name is Lee. We'll both be talking about this topic. She'll be giving me her perspective. I'll be sharing mine. Once again, everyone, please comment on the video. I'd love to hear your perspective as well. But Lee, are you there? You might be muted.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So you did get a chance to read the article, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. It's a hot mess. It really is. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start off with sharing my screen and watching the video behind that, and then we'll just get right back here with with our perspective on it. So
a man in Tennessee has 30 children with 11 different women, and he is 33 years old. Now, according to CNN affiliate WREG, he is now begging the state to help him pay his child support. I want to bring back in Sunny Hostin. She's on the case with us as always. And Sunny, I know. I know some of the moms are only getting a couple of dollars a month for child support in and of itself. Do you actually think the state is going to say, okay, buddy, you got 30 kids, we're going to help you?
I don't think so. And I got to tell you, Brooke, you and I talk about a lot of things on this program, and I am rarely stumped and
it's
don't have
a
much to
stump moment
say,
for you.
But it's a stump moment for me. I mean, I can talk to a wall, and I don't know what to say about this guy. I mean, the bottom line is, in Tennessee, when he is working his minimum wage job, he is supposed to give 50% of his paycheck to the 11 women that he fathered these children with, and they are supposed to divide it equally. The problem is some of the women are only getting $1.49 because he does work minimum wage. So just this week he appeared in court, and he's asking the court to give him a break on those payments, on the $1.49 that he's giving to help support his children. I don't think that the judge is going to help him out, and I was reading recently that one of the news reports said that perhaps he needs to now do the cost-benefit analysis of birth control, and I think that's a really good suggestion for this guy.
We shouldn't laugh. I mean, the man is 33. He's young. And then back in 2009, he only had 21 kids. Take a listen.
Do you intend to keep having children?
No.
You're done?
I'm done. Hopefully I'm done.
What made you decide that?
I didn't intend to have this many. It just happened.
It just happened, he says. Is this a trend? Do we believe him that he'll stop?
Let's hope it'll stop. I mean, bottom line is the state can't force him to stop. It's not against the law to have all of these children. And again, maybe he just really needs to now think about the cost-benefit analysis of birth control, because he can't afford to support these children. And I think therein lies the tragedy of this story. Now you have all of these children, 30 of them,
and all these
probably
mothers
without the support, and all these mothers, and probably without the support that they need to become, wonderful members of our society.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They are straight up laughing in this man's face.
That's crazy. I mean, it is funny,
It is.
because you said you wasn't going to have any more kids, and you did the complete opposite.
Exactly. And you went right and kept doing it. Right. So that's my thing. So I guess to start this off, well, my thing too about that video is that he said that it just happened. And
right, like it was an accident. Like I tripped over my shoelaces.
Exactly. We know full well that just having one baby, okay, that might be a mistake. I didn't mean to. I got careless. But either way, carelessness does go into effect with that. But to say that you had 21 kids and it just happened, it doesn't just happen 21 times with 11 different women. And we talk about accountability. It's like, where is it? Right? And to get child support reduced and these women are only getting $1.49 a month.
That ain't crap.
It's not. Like, let's be real here. Like, let's be for real. Like, this is so pathetic. Right? And it seems like anyone with a stable brain, anyone with a stable mind would look at this situation and think this is ridiculous. He needs to do better, right? I don't want to hear any crap about like, oh, he works a minimum wage job. Okay, then get a better job.
Exactly.
Get another job, get 2 jobs, get 3 jobs, get 4 jobs if you need to. Take care of your dang kids, right? But for him to be saying, well, I only work a minimum wage job, so go ahead and take me off child support. It seemed like he's doing that on purpose. Is it just me?
Right. It's like, well, I mean, I don't make that much money, so take me off.
Exactly.
Like, no.
And it should be like something that, because honestly, when we're talking about people's image, right, and like the image of the Black community as a whole, I think that it's safe to say that Black women's image and Black men's image are separate. We have our own issues that we are dealing with when it comes to being stereotyped, that we're ghetto, we're loud, and all this other stuff. We as Black women, we're already dealing with that. But this is not our image. It is not Black women's image to be having a bunch of kids and going to court and not being able to pay child. That's not our image. That's their image. So it seems, you would hope that, Black men would see this and immediately and publicly reject it, right? Because it's like, okay, yeah, I know it's not me, but if this is on CNN right now, that is doing something to my image as a Black man.
Yeah, that's what's representing me right now.
Exactly. Like, that is the representation of a Black man on CNN right now. So it's like, go past the whole, and it's crazy because they always say, oh, it's not all men, it's not all of us. So it's like, okay, this is the perfect time for you to reject that and say it's not all of you, right? Like, this is the perfect time for that. But I'm gonna ask you, Lee, do you think that they are in the comment sections rejecting this right now?
I didn't even see the comment section.
No, just a guess off the top of your head. What do you think the comments look like on Twitter?
Oh, I already know. The comments probably saying, well, let's talk about the baby moms. But why would you get with somebody if you knew he had 3 kids? But why would you have unprotected sex? So from what I know and what I've lived in my almost 30 years of being a Black woman, they're going to shift the blame to the women. Point blank, period.
That's, you know what? I got something for you, because you have not seen this on Twitter, right?
No, I didn't. That's why I was like, where's the comments?
Okay, cool. Right. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me show you something. So just so you can get an idea. Because I took this screenshot last night and I did remove the ad names or whatever, not to put anybody on blast. But look at this. Can you read that? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm zooming in.
I don't see anything wrong with him wanting to reduce his child support. He got to work 7 days a week and he's still only taking $400 at the end of the month. But what's really telling is the last tweet that
should have told them off, look, shift the blame.
And there it is, like clockwork, right? We already see this happening a bunch of times. It is like it's nothing new to us, right? But but that's not the first thing I heard. I also, there's other comments. I'll probably post them in the video after I make all the edits. But there's another comment saying, I mean, well, there was 11 women. He has 11 baby mamas, so that's 11 women who had a baby with a bum. It's like, okay, cool, whatever, right? But when we talk, I just made a video about this last week. When we talking about accountability when it comes to single mothers, it can never just be left at, she made, let's say, okay, yeah, she did not predict the future and know that her child's father wasn't going to be there. Okay, whatever, right? But she's taking care of the children. So
in a lot of cases I know too, are these men upfront and honest saying they have kids? Because if you're not taking care of one, I'm pretty sure you're not taking care of two. And when you're out dating, you're probably representing yourself as the single guy with no kids.
You know what? That also is the case. I don't have the numbers on that, but if I did, I would make a guess that they are not telling people that they have children. You have married men who are getting divorces, and in court, the mistress didn't even know he was married.
Yep.
They are navigating the world as a single man, especially when all you have to do is take off your ring and nobody will know you're married.
Yeah, they don't post their wives, they don't post their fiance or girlfriends because they want to stay private, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. So it's like, are you going out in this world representing yourself as a, hey, I have 3-4 kids? No, I'm pretty sure you're not.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. So we have to also be under the assumption that, was he upfront and honest about every single woman that he slept with? Probably not. Maybe with some, but probably some no. Right? So, and then it's like, okay, accountability. It seems like what that guy was saying when he said they should have kept their legs closed, that is taking the responsibility off of the man.
Yep.
And putting all the responsibility on the women that he impregnated. Because something that I spoke about before was one thing about, creating children. I know this might be controversial, but I don't care. When it comes to making children, people love to say that, it takes two people. Both people are equally responsible. Right. But the thing about it, when it comes to intercourse, is that a woman cannot force a man to get her pregnant. I don't care if she, is jumping on it. She cannot force him to ejaculate inside of her.
And that's a fact.
No matter how, of course, it's like these extreme examples of, a woman wrapping her legs around you and she's out of nowhere, she's the damn Incredible Hulk. And you can't get her off of you, sure, whatever. But in every single situation where a woman was pregnant, there was a man that impregnated her. And a woman cannot force a man to do that. It's like that is something that he has to do. That is his part of that process. Whatever happens after the fact, that's on her. And that's another video. We can get into that when it comes to deciding to keep the child and all that. That could be another video for another day. But it's like, I feel like what men try to do is they try to act like they're powerless when it comes to creating life.
Yep.
Babies, and I don't like that. Like, out of nowhere, they're just powerless.
Well, I didn't know I pulled out.
Right. So then what does it turn into? So it's not my fault. So it's like, then whose fault is it? It's
no. I had unprotected sex with her. We were in a situationship, but I told her I ain't want no kids.
Mm-hmm. Or they like to say this one. Oh, well, she said that she was on birth control. And it's like, okay, once again, all of the responsibility is shifting to the woman. When you're the one who knows the outcome is going to be out of your hands at a certain point. So it's like, I don't want to hear any of that. But to go back, to that comment section of, she should have kept her legs closed. She should have done this. She knew. And it's like, at the end of the day, he knew. And when it comes to taking accountability for one's actions, the women who are at home with those kids while receiving $1.49 in child support, they are the ones taking accountability for their actions. The responsibility comes with taking care of the child, knowing that this man cannot financially support them. That's the responsibility that they are taking. They are not the ones on TV, on CNN, begging probably a white judge to not financially support their children.
Yep.
Those women are not doing that. So it's like, in this situation, this really kind of has nothing to do with the women. This has everything to do with this man who cannot be a great father for his children. And I don't care how many times he takes them to the park. I don't care how many times he visits and does homework with them. You cannot be a good father if you cannot financially support your children.
Nope.
If you are putting all of that pressure on the mother, and obviously he's not married to not one of these women. He is not in the household of any of these women. So it's like, where is the responsibility going to be for him? And the fact that there are so many Black men in these comment sections that see themselves in this man and feel the need to protect and defend his actions, but while simultaneously going at the women that he impregnated, is absolutely wild. It's wild. But doesn't that go into how they feel about Nick Cannon?
Of course. And they always say, well, because he has money, he can provide for his child. I feel like when you're raising a child, a kid, even an animal, you need to be there for them financially. You need to be there for them physically and emotionally. You need those three things to raise somebody with a heartbeat. Just because I can provide financially, how many of these celebrity kids, as they grow up, they'll say, my daddy just threw me money and thought that's all I needed. We need those three things to be a good person, to be like, okay, I'm giving you money, but you're never home. Yeah. I don't get any type of love from you. I don't get any type of support from you. There's nothing there but just money. Then you have this one mom who's probably breaking her ass every day, going to work to financially support her kid. But it's like, my mom loved me, but she was never home.
Yep.
Because she always had to work so hard to financially provide for us.
But you know what?
So it's always something that's missing.
And that's something else that I've been hearing too, especially on YouTube, is that, when it comes to the state of the Black community, it's like, well, Black women are the ones raising the kids, and the kids are growing up to be these terrible people. So whose fault is that? Right? So it's like, okay, so if you just established for us that we need physical support, financial support, and emotional support to give our children, for them to grow up and hopefully not be some sociopath,
right?
To be empathetic, to be loving, caring, treat people with kindness, all of that, right? You need that. So if Black women are giving that, and the fathers in this man's case, not even providing financially, but let's say for the sake of the argument, they are giving child support, which half the time that's not enough. Let's say if that's the case, it's like, well, who's going to take responsibility for this big chunk of emotional and physical support that the child is missing?
Exactly.
That is never addressed. It's like, we're only going to criticize the person who is in the picture.
Exactly. You'll see that mom who's, the mom may be frustrated in the grocery store and start yelling because she's at her breaking point. We may see it as a mother like, look how she's parenting. But to her, it's like she's doing everything. So she's probably overstimulated. And yes, as adults, we have to control our emotions a little bit better with our kids, but we are not perfect. I'm a single mom, so when you have everything on your plate, there's going to be time where you just can't mother.
Yeah.
It's like physically, emotionally, I'm drained. I can't be this mother, but we have to, because of that partner who is not present, to take on some of those toes, to be that person who can, if I'm sick today, you can be the parent who can step up. But me as a single mom, I have to be every one of those boxes every single day.
Mm-hmm. And I always figure, and that's really why I really advocate for single Black mothers and single Black motherhood is because, of course, I was raised by a single Black mother. You know, you are a single Black mother. You're doing a great job. So to hear people have so much criticism for these women who are doing everything possible to raise these children to be effective members in society and still be criticized the way that they are, it honestly just drives me crazy. Like, come on, like, at what point do we look at the missing link in the picture? It's like you cannot imagine you're a professor and you rarely show up for class and you always have a substitute teacher. Do you think those students are going to be looking at the substitute teacher saying, oh, well, you should have taught me better, you should have did a better job? Or should they be looking at the professor who missed class 3 days a week, every single week? Like, you got to look at the person whose job it was to provide and to do of course, like, raise the child. And when they withdraw that from the situation, it's like, yes, it leaves a gap. And of course, we're not saying that every single time that a father is in the child's life, the father is great, because look at freaking T.I.'s son is a damn muck. So it's like, yeah, we need fathers in the life that are going to correctly raise these children.
Right, because there's too many, like, now that we're in, you know, this new time, it stopped.
Wait, say that again?
Okay. I thought you said something. Stop. So now that we're like, we have all these tools and we have access to different people from different, you know, backgrounds and races. Like on TikTok, you see so many parents, single mothers. Well, you know, I'll take that back. Not even single mothers, women who are even married from different backgrounds, who would say sometimes just because you have a husband does not mean that they're a good father. They still feel like single mothers. You see these quick street interviews where they ask the fathers, what's your child's favorite color? What's your child's doctor?
No.
What is your child allergic to? And the kid will look at them like, damn, Dad, how did you get that wrong? Because they don't raise these kids even if they're in the same household. And that goes right back to my point again. They're missing either the emotional, financial, or physical support. And if you're in the house, those kids are missing the emotional support from their fathers because they put the whole load once again on the mothers.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And I know Cynthia G, she had coined the term married single mothers. Like, you're married, but you are doing everything. You know, you're doing everything possible for this child. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're kind of in the same situation as a single mother. If you're the one who cooks every day, cleans every day, does the homework, bathes the child, make sure you take them to the doctor's appointment, drop them off at school, pick them up from school, go to the parent conferences and all that. It's like, that is a huge part of parenthood that people, well, I would say a lot of men don't want to be active with.
And you see these stories where the women say they divorced their husbands and just felt so much better and freer because it's like, now I can only take care of me and my child. And I don't have to take care of you anymore. So it was a load off of their backs.
Yeah, and you know what? I know that you're absolutely right. And I know a lot of men, they reject that idea because honestly, it's a hard pill to swallow, to know that somebody is happier and better off without you. But unfortunately, that's what it is sometimes. And honestly, they need to just look within. I think that a lot of times there's so much projection going on that they're not looking within themselves to say, okay, you know what? Let me just take it a step back here. Why is she happier without me? Why is she more stress-free without me? You know, if anything, as you know, if you're in someone's life, especially married, and they divorce you and their life is easier without you, you are a burden. They don't want to admit that though.
And a lot of them, they be burdens. They be fucking burdens. Like, I see people who have baby daddy drama and they be like, damn, sometimes I just wish I didn't even have a fucking baby daddy, which I can contest to. I don't got to deal with that. My baby daddy is going to be a deadbeat to beyond. He got 3 kids, 3 different baby mamas. I'm the second one. So I'm not going to beg him. I'm not going to force him. I'm not going to do anything. I did my part by putting him on child support. I still don't even get a penny for that. But I don't have to deal with him. I don't have to go back and forth. I don't have to do this narrative where he's trying to control me because he's my baby father, because you have a lot of those people who are in those situations because they think that I have their child. Oh, well, you know, you need to be available whenever I call, you see how many stories we see? Oh, I try to call my baby mama at 3:00 in the morning. They don't put the 3:00 in the morning though.
No.
And she won't let me talk to my son.
That's true. And it's like, but then, you know, in those situations, I know we both saw it. If the mother does not comply immediately, you know, they pulling out the camera, they recording her, they getting sympathy from all these, you know, these lames and pick-me's on social media saying all this good black man want to do is take care of his kids. It's like, you know what, we already know what the deal is. We already know what the deal is when somebody pull a camera out of nowhere. They poke you, wait for you to react, take the camera out, record you, and tell everybody that you're crazy. We know how that goes. We know how that goes. Like, come on now. Okay, I have a question for you. Would you say how much per month, let's say if you have a 3-year-old child, how much per month do you think it takes to financially support a 3-year-old child? Now think about, you know, the electricity, you know, how much it costs for a bedroom for that child, daycare costs, clothes, food, all that. How much do you think that costs per month? Just a guess off the top of your head.
For requesting the money from the other parent, or just like, no, just, you know, as a single mom? Yeah, just for you. For one, like, just one person, how much do you think it costs? Let me hold on. 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hold on, I'm doing my math. Per month, I would say just at a guesstimate, about 2 stacks a month.
Okay, about 2 stacks, right? So I just read something that said that, because I'm not trying to use like anecdotal things, like just straight personal stuff. I read something that says like the average child support payment in the United States, that's not just for Black people, but amongst all races of people, it's $430 a month.
Yep.
So
that's not even half of 2 stacks.
No, it is not even half. And that is just providing the money, you know, and that's under the assumption that you are actually getting the $430 a month. If you don't mind, I don't want to get too personal, but how much did the judge order for your child's father to pay in child support per month initially?
It was around.
How much were you asking of him first?
Okay, so me and my mom requested maybe like 125 a month to 200.
Okay, did he pay that?
No, he didn't pay that, because I said, I know you don't have the money right now, because at the time I didn't have the money, you know, either. So I'm like, just, you know, what you have, you can give, but I just want you to just grow a personal relationship with my son. You know, at the time Liam was in and out the hospital. So to be honest, the hospital was providing everything for like the first 6 months of Liam's life. All you had to do was just show up to the hospital.
Right. So he couldn't do that. And maybe on year 2, when he stood my son up for therapy, is when I was like, okay, I'm going to court. They only requested like $325 a month. So he was going to. Okay, so initially, let me just break this down for everybody. You were asking for $125 to $200 a month.
Yep.
Which is literally nothing. That is like damn near $30 a week. Nothing.
Just come spend time with the baby in the hospital with me.
Exactly, because he was in the what's it called? Like in
the NICU.
Yeah, the NICU. Right? So he was there. All you asked for $120 something a month, and just spend time. Spending time is free, by the way. All right. He didn't want to do that. A year or two go by. You say, you know what? I'm forced to go ahead and bring this to court in order to get financial support because you were doing it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Judge said, okay, $320 a month.
Oh, don't forget, it was virtual court.
Virtual court.
Because I stayed in Broward, he stayed in Orlando, and he didn't even make it to virtual court to plead his case, to say I can do this, I can provide this, nothing.
Okay. So the judge ordered to pay $320. He doesn't even show up to court. And $320. Hold on now, because this is really bad.
You got to say virtual court because I know how a lot of men like to say, "Well, what if he couldn't make it to court?" Okay, what if he can't make it to the hospital? First of all, Nikki was 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
so you got to put those key details in there for those little.
Yeah, so it's virtual court, which means that even if he was at work, because they love to use work as a reason why they can't do things. Even if you're at work, you can go to the bathroom, you can go to your car, and get on your phone and go to court. The judge was only ordering $80 a week. It was literally $80 a week.
You spend more on that on your tequila and weed.
Yeah. So it's just I just wanted to just show that as just a personal example. Because for a lot of women ain't even touching for something a month. I know that for sure, especially Black women. So it's honestly really sad, and it's unfortunate, especially when I know that the mothers are stepping up to the plate and doing whatever they have to do and still being blamed for the way the child is turning out. They're still being blamed for a man going on to have more children with other women that have nothing to do with her, and she's still being blamed for it. Imagine if you're that man's first baby mama, and now everyone's saying that you shouldn't have opened your legs for him, as if you could predict the future and know that he was going to be out there just slinging it everywhere.
Be a douchebag. It's it's crazy. Like I said, $2,000 a month, and they saying the average is $4 something.
Yeah,
for a 3-year-old, they're not in public school yet. They're still at daycare. So I was in Jersey. That's like $125, $130 a week. You have to pay for another bedroom. That's an extra.
Yeah. So you said so what do you have to pay for? Like, where did that $2,000 a month come from?
So in Jersey, when I was living up there for my 3 years, you have daycare for a 3-year-old because they're not in public school yet. That's like $125 a week. From there, you have to get a spare bedroom because you can't get a 1-bedroom house. If you used to get 2s, you got to get 3. It doesn't matter. You still have to get a room for the kid. So that's like an additional $450, $500 a month. Mm-hmm. Then you have food. A 3-year-old is not going to eat steak with me. It's not going to eat, sauteed chicken and broccoli, whatever. Sometimes you have to make their own dinners. They have breakfast. You have to provide their own type of food. So that's another $150, $200 in groceries. Then a 3-year-old, most 3-year-olds are being potty trained, or if they do know how to use the restroom, they have nighttime diapers. My son is disabled, so he will still wear diapers until he's able to control his bladder. He's 5 now, and he still wears diapers. That's additional if you go get the big boxes from Amazon or BJ's, like those warehouses, that's additional $60, $70 a month plus wipes.
Yeah.
Plus the wipes. So you have to take all of that into accountability. Like, I have to buy his books. He has toys at home. That's $40, $50. Things like that.
Payment, yeah.
Yes. So that's about $1,200, $1,500 a month. My son needs his haircut in Jersey. A haircut is not $7. I tell you that much.
No,
it's anywhere from $25 to $30 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because you can't have your hair done if your child don't have their hair done, because everybody can be judging you again.
Yes. So wintertime, I have to buy his coats, clothes. They grow every goddamn 6 months. It feels like with kids. Yeah. So there's a lot of things to take into hand. Like $430, that's not even paying for the daycare.
Yeah.
You're not even doing half of the child needs that much. Let's be honest and let's keep it real.
If we being real, no.
You're not.
You're absolutely right. And the thing about it is that so many men don't get the little nuances like that. You know, they just figure, how much does it cost to take care of me? You know, like me as an adult man. And I know
exactly.
It don't cost that much for me, so it ain't gonna cost that much for my child. You
exactly.
know? But when the child goes over to your house, does your child have a bedroom?
Nope.
Does your child have a dresser? Does your child have clothes over there? Toys over there? You know, their little tablet or iPad over there for entertainment? Do they have food just for them? Like the little chicken nuggets and all the other stuff that they like eating. You know, it's like they don't think about things like that because there's a huge difference, especially in today's economy, between a 1-bedroom apartment and a 2-bedroom apartment.
Exactly.
So if mom has a 2-bedroom, but baby goes to your house and has to sleep on the couch or sleep in the bed that you're sleeping with other women in. Like, come on now. Like,
exactly.
Does the child even have a bed? You know, so it's like, those are all things that of course are not necessities, but that child should be able to live the same lifestyle in both households.
And that's why a lot of kids, as they do get older, they don't want to go to their dad's house. And then the father be like, you keeping me from my son. No, my son is 12 years old. He don't want to go sleep on your couch. He want to be in his own room and chill, go to football practice and come home. You know, so you have this comfortability in your own home, even as an adult. They put it on Twitter every day. When I go out, I still want to go home. I'm going to go sleep in my bed. Same thing for a child.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I have one last question. I also saw some discussions on Twitter about if a father is paying child support, does he have to do anything extra for the child? I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say he's paying child support. It's the child's birthday. Should he have to help pay for the birthday party? What are your thoughts?
Huh? What do you mean help? Nigga, that's your kid. That is your child. There's no helping. You're supposed to do child support or not. You do, because if I can say the same thing, well, do I need to help pay for this birthday party? I pay the goddamn mortgage every month. I just pay for his football pads, and putting a kid in sport is not cheap.
No.
So what do you mean?
And a lot of women, I would call them pick-me's. A lot of people might not think they're a pick-me, but if you're putting women down in order to be on a man's side, you're a pick-me. But whatever. They were saying, well, you should never put him on child support if you wanted him to help with these things. So I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy in thinking that child support is the bare minimum. The state is giving you the bare minimum that they think that is needed, that you can provide. So anything extra is something that you're supposed to be providing if you can. That is not saying, okay, well, here's the money and that now relinquishes me of my fatherhood duties. That is not what it's for. You know, so it's like, I really think that a lot of men think that, and it's really, really unfortunate, and it's sad.
Those words. Bless their heart.
Bless their heart. But, I'm going to bring it all back around to the guy, 24 kids, 11 baby mamas, paying $1.49 in child support and still wants that reduced is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. That is my final thought on it. Lee, do you have any final thoughts?
Look, loser. Him and the pick-me's that's vouching for him and the men that's vouching for him. Like, you're a loser. You can't even pay $1.25. Like, get out of here. You know what? I'm not even gonna say, because it's gonna be real controversial. So I'm gonna just be quiet.
Well, look, we're gonna say that for the next video. But we're out of here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Be on the lookout for the other one. I will put my contact information in the description box below. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll talk to you next time.